There are many skills in life that people talk about once you get them down right will change your life. And speaking positive, all that other stuff. But one of the things that I think is undeniable is when you have the ability to focus, to concentrate and really do things, that's one of those skills that once you get it down right, it'll change your life. So I'm going to talk about how to do that today. But before I get too deep in it, I want to first start off by defining what exactly focus is. See, focus is the ability to concentrate and give your full attention to a task. It is a state of being intensely attentive and single-mindedly pursuing something. It is the ability to ignore other things and to give all your energy to a single task. I truly believe that the ability to stay focused is kind of like a superpower. While others are distracted, you're able to consistently be productive and allows you to accomplish much, much more. And when you're unable to focus, it's really because of distractions, right? But there's really only two sources of distractions that are keeping you from focusing. It's internal and external. Internal distractions come from your thoughts, feelings, and emotion. See, these are caused by your brain constantly thinking about things that are currently happening, even if they're probably going to happen. And for example, sometimes you could be worried about, your children away from you or a family situation or something like that that's stopping you from focusing on what you're doing. The external distractions, those are stuff that comes outside of you, like your phone, like the people around you, the environment you're in, the pretty lady that walked by or whatever, right? But these are all things that are coming in from outside of your feelings that are just freezing you up. Generally, people give you advice on how to focus. They're really talking about removing distractions. And I think that's a good theory and it sounds good, but it really isn't enough. You need to identify the types of distractions you're encountering and then use appropriate strategy to regain your concentration. And you know what? That's what I'm going to talk about today. So let's get at it. So the first thing you need to do is increase the strength of your focus. See, it's important to understand that focus is just like a muscle. People are constantly looking for shortcuts and hacks to improve their focus. But look, there's a certain thing that you can do that'll make it much easier to focus and ultimately improve your mental strength. And that is just putting in the work. See, just like it takes time to build your muscles, it takes time to build your brain strength. And in the beginning, you really should not expect it to be effortless to focus for a long period of time. It takes practice to build up the mental energy necessary to do this, but taking small steps can be helpful. That's why I recommend you splitting up like your hours. Take 15 minutes at a time and focus on doing stuff. And then give yourself a 5-minute break and gradually increase it. And I say, unless you're a super duper strong person, you really shouldn't go much longer than 55 minutes, an hour at the most, focused on one task without giving yourself a break. That is how you work up the strength to concentrate more. Well, number one might have been a little bit weird. Number two is to create a distraction-free work environment. So your environment plays a critical role in your ability to stay focused. If your surrounding environments are full of distractions, you'll find it incredibly difficult to focus. As much as possible, you want to create a distraction-free work environment for yourself. And there's a few ways you can do that. Now, for a lot of us who work at home, we have to have some apps open to actually communicate with the people we work with. But sometimes you just need to close all those communication apps down, especially if you're getting a lot of notifications from them. The next thing you need to do, similarly, is to put your phone on mute and stop all those incoming phone calls and texts. Just silence them. If you have an office, whether that's at home, at work, close the door. It'll keep exterior noise out, like your coworkers or your children running around making noise, and it'll allow you to focus more. But if you don't have an office, consider using some headphones and have light music playing, not so much a lot of talking, so that you can block out the sounds of the environment. Declutter your workspace. Get rid of those piles of papers and things on your desk that you just never use that are just distractions. And then the last thing, once you've done these things, use freedom to keep from distracting websites and apps like Facebook or different social media sites. Look, it goes without saying, if you want to improve your focus, it is important you create a highly conducive to work environment. With less distractions, it'll make it much easier for you to start focusing and engaging in your work. The next way to improve your focus is to identify and work on the most important tasks for every day. Here's a thing that I've used to a bunch of success, and that's at the beginning of a day, take a few minutes to identify your most important tasks. And before you start doing anything else, make those your priority tasks for you to work on. And don't start with those low value tasks like emails or checking social media. And unless it's part of your job, even reading the news. Start your day by working on the most important tasks first and then move on to other less important tasks. Your most important task is a thing that will produce the biggest results once you get done with it. See, don't allow yourself to get distracted until you've worked on the one thing that's the most important. I've kind of mentioned it before, but if you're not sure what the most important thing is, then ask yourself this one question. What one thing can I do this week such that doing so that everything else would be much easier or unnecessary? Number 4, do one thing and only one thing at a time. Yeah, this is a way to improve your focus because it is critical that you learn to work on only one thing at a time. There is no such thing as multitasking. A lot of people think it is. It's just not true. You're doing one task and you're moving on to the next one. You're doing one thing at a time and you're moving back and forth. And in general, you're doing two things terribly. So focus on one task and knock it out. And that'll help improve your focus because you're giving that one thing all the attention and all your energy. The number 5 thing, meditate. Research has shown that mindful meditation, which can be as simple as taking in a few deep breaths, slowly counting to 10, and focusing on your breathing can help increase your attention span. Number 6, you want to manage your energy. Improving your focus and managing your energy are closely tied together. In fact, it's kind of impossible to focus when you're feeling drained. So schedule your most important tasks at times when you feel like you necessarily have the most energy. For example, if you have an important document to write, then schedule that time when you feel like you'll be the most creative, which is probably going to be in the morning when you're freshest and most energized. Look, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, if you feel like you're struggling to focus, maybe you're not getting enough sleep. Look at your sleeping habit. Look at the time you sleep at night. See if it's regular or erratic, or if there's some things you can do to improve your sleep without medication, right? Tip number 7, exercise. Exercise is a fantastic way to improve your focus and your physical health. Research has shown that students who exercise moderately before taking a test actually have a much better attention span. And did you know that can be the same thing for you whether you're at work or not? According to researchers, exercise strengthens your brain's ability to resist distraction. And you know what? They're not even clear why that is. For whatever the reason, right? So if you're struggling, focus, include some exercise in your day. Go to the gym, go for a brisk walk, anything you can do to get the blood pumping and your body moving. Number 8, practice attentive listening. Learning the art of attentive listening is very helpful for improving your focus and strengthening relationships. See, attentive listening is the practice of listening carefully to a person with the intent to fully understand what they're saying and responding appropriately. You know, this is a very active process which requires you to eliminate all your distractions, listen carefully, ask questions, and sometimes even rephrase back their message to make sure it makes sense to them. This may sound like a lot, and really it isn't. It's really how you should be engaging with people anyway. So look, when you're talking to people, ignore your smartphone and fully engage in meaningful conversations with them without distractions and without the buzzing of our phone. You'll have better friends, better relationship, and people will like you better because you are giving them the attention they deserve. It's a very simple focus, right? Improved focus equals better life. Learning how to improve your focus translates to a better life overall. And when you're able to focus on doing the most important work, you'll accomplish things with bigger goals and do it more quickly. You'll feel less scattered, less stressed, and you'll be able to consistently make progress on the things that matter to you. And as an added bonus, your relationships will be stronger, you'll be more productive, you'll feel better about yourself. And if you're struggling with focus, don't get discouraged. You can build that focus muscle like I talked about earlier. It takes time and effort, but you commit yourself to it, you will be able to do it and come through it with flying colors. I know you can, so let's get at it. And hey, watch this video again if you need those tips. Hey, I want to thank you for stopping by the Legacy Gentleman channel. If you found something in this video helpful and it's something you think you'll apply to your life, please like it. And if you think you know somebody who needs to focus, please share it with them, because this is a video that can help anyone out and help them to be more successful. If you want to see more videos about how to make yourself the best you can be and how to make yourself be a man with the values, skills, and works that will be admired and desired 1,000 years from now, please like this channel, because those are the type of videos I put out. And until next time, go be legendary.